ho na yema counselor akwaba shongokra counselor.
Hello. And so and then yakasafa after the vows. Wordness. Navala we yes after the vows until death do us part. In between this gap after the vows at the church to until death do us part. We might not know how many years these couples will be married together.
Right.
Or they will be together. Yen to me chira fe dodoa. Wo ba ne be ma ne betra. Yen to me chire. But all the young fan is nyamia dum binti. They are going to stay for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Valerie.
Papa.
After the vows, any until death do us part, if it is 40 years, it tells you that what is going to actually happen in the marriage is bigger than the vows.
True.
But in my little study, and the little I've seen about people is the fact that we don't count the vows.
We don't count.
We don't count it.
We don't count.
We don't count it.
Okay.
So what we do actually is that we get so excited in the preparation towards the wedding, the ceremony, so much that we don't even calculate, put into consideration what we are going to say before men and God. Why? Because we become overexcited, or overexcitement takes control over us.
Right.
Jubo say, and if you don't do a question me wedding at the end of the ring, I say me. Now, Mrs. Sumabe will be kunu, will be your say, Jenny Cassia, a cataya geneso. Am I young? This say, I send you one big coca, and only Yapenya Tadia Samie. Then you also realize that one mombe jayeno, a dear back where you almost fepa ye kissing. To all year vows in New Year, once they are exchanging the vows, people are just watching them. They are just waiting for the man of God, whoever is in charge, to say, you may kiss the bride. You can see New Year, they are sharing in New Year, and announce say, these are the new, what can I say, the latest couple or the new. But how many people in the church or those who came to actually, witness the ceremony, how many of them sat back and said, challenge some normal can wed. So you see, after the vows, strange things happen.
Right.
Yeah. Our deity Tiruni Mudu is after the vows.
True.
After the vows, you have actually committed yourself into something that sustains you or kill you. After the vows, you have actually entered into another realm of commitment than when you were in courtship. In fact, after the vows, you are coming to do something you've never done before whilst you were dating or courting. So after the vows, it's like you have graduated. Why your masters, PhD? People expect a lot from you. That baby, I will do it here. You are not part of single. Right. Your behavior, your attitude, your character, your commitment, a lot of things must change. And then also, not just before men, but before God.
Right.
So I wrote here, I said, after the vows, you need to understand that a healthy marriage requires work and effort.
Okay.
A healthy marriage requires work and effort. So apart from the grace of God making it possible for two people to be together and confess their vows towards each other, make a covenant before God and man, they need to understand that, hey, after the vows, we need to work on our marriage. We are not just working on it, we need to put in an effort. Okay. So for marriage to become what you want, and like the ones you'll be watching on TV, like the ones you'll be watching in movies, it doesn't just come by tongue speaking. It doesn't just come by going to the mosque. There is a price to pay through hard work and also your effort.
Okay.
And then I wrote few things. I said, after the vows comes with a whole lot of responsibilities attached to your marriage. To me, now, I'm not just focusing on the vow. I'm asking myself, am I able to handle myself according to the words I am speaking here? And some of me came with too many of what then. nyang sani nimdie ansema mike menanda ya ujiba mediswana. After the vows, if you cannot put the words you are about to confess into consideration, don't consider yourself speaking such words.
Forsaking all other women.
You can't so cry na kuma to be encounter. Forsaking all other women. All other women. Now, such words are not cheap.
Chairman Jina. Bon compare hostle. And I register and say, one can, and ya dear, your best sign a feel or nona, Virginia way.
Forsaking all other women. So, forsaking all other women from the day you said that vow you made before men has become a covenant before God. Uni nyame akwapam. Uni ni washini panso bo. It will life from that day you said that until the day you die, there should not be any other woman. So understand that these are not cheap words. These are expensive words. And according to my Bible, my scriptures tells me that do not just say anything into the air. Comes back to God and say it was an error. For God does not consider the words of a foolish man. I made a mistake. I didn't think about what I was about to say. It's not a joke.
So inti wama say for richer no nature say it's they are looking at say dani den nyina bibia be prom amount. O say you can say for richer for poorer. Oba na anye so sa we say for richer. No
matter your confession and your dream of success, challenges and failure is part of prosperity. I don't care how many hours you can confess positivity and say that I shall be rich, I shall be blessed by God. Can I tell you this? A man who is blessed by God has already experienced 3 times of falling down and decided to rise.
Right.
That is the essence of I am not a failure.
Right.
And so you cannot just say that I will prosper from richer to richer and then suddenly you become richer to richer. You can say it, we will enjoy it, we will clap our hands, we will hear you. But we want you to understand that regardless of the confession, you need to go through something that makes your confession positive. It is how the one who can papa, so the one who can, but the one can, but papa now kind of crown, there is a price to pay.
Right.
All right. So the first thing you do right after the vow, number 1, is to tell your spouse that you are thankful for having them in your life. Oh, sweet. It's very sweet. I do take thee, Valerie J. Mensa, as my well lawful. Now I do this, that. You know. You read the vows, the first thing you need to do, and I'm teaching our viewers and family, just go home, go back to the hotel room, wherever you find yourself, even at the reception ground, whilst you are sitting there waiting for your coke, your Fanta, your chips, your rice, just to look at your partner and say, I bless God I have you. Thank you. That alone set a pace, speed for the marriage.
Okay.
You prepare the mind and the heart of the person you are sitting close to saying that, listen, I don't regret having you and I expect too much from you. And I know you take me there. Right after the vow is to look at your partner and say, I bless God for having you. I know I can trust my future destiny into your hands because with you and God, you are taking me somewhere. Right after saying that, you've actually prepared the heart of the person.
Okay.
But tell me how many people did this. They didn't do it. As why do me and something to my wado. Why were you so bad for so my where did as a member was in that day. But me that was the only day my young. Now my casa say, meaning so basa. So I have actually putting you, at a place where you cannot even turn back and fight me. So the first thing you do after the vows, please learn how to tell your spouse that you are thankful for having them in your life. Right after the vows, accept influence from your partner.
Okay. How?
Accept influence from your partner. Since I chimpana find a courtship. Na man say ye, na bisuba bia engineer ye. na yeah na sister dia wade me bread dia wade me ya me chiro say once we marry two things are going to happen. You are going to have influence on me. It is either you destroy me by your bad attitude character, or you influence me, you insect, you affect me with your bad behavior. I have seen people who are not who they used to be simply because Bemana and our Bano has influenced them in terms of character and attitude. Right. Sister Bina ko ye kam na no abeya. Sister Bina ko buade sisi obu he. O kan wo beka. Bra bi no ye kam on pekasa bebiri. But after what there was say the year tete no. Can I tell you this? Who you marry determine how you see.
True.
And how you dream.
Right.
So that it tells you that you cannot influence me because you are even afraid to lose me if you push me to the wall. I might not become what you want me to become.
Right.
And so therefore you sit back and go like me wanna me pressure but you want it there. But what I say. And so once you confess after the vow, you need to understand that Nippon has the power, the ability to influence you to do good or bad. And see, because of the vows. When the person is influencing you and grace does not intervene, it will actually become a torment instead of becoming happy.
So when you say we should accept influence from your partner, Papa,
then I mean that accept the positive ones, not the negative ones.
Okay.
Why? Because maybe you're calm. So I'm going to have influence on you,
right.
Valerie. I don't like it's messing up our marriage, and I don't think it is actually helping our marriage. Please change. I'm influencing you.
Right.
I'm influencing you. Accept it. Gradually, most of the comes hey. Because those days not so like suddenly my head calm. So like I have changed. Good. Also accept the fact that the person can change you to be bad.
True.
So before you make the vow, put some things into consideration by thinking through it. That me koye vow me wiena me wrem. Na kowe di suban bone be kame e be dware me awahame. Or di suban panso ba wa boa me. Because that person you are actually getting married has the power to influence you.
Okay.
Number one, jaya sorry kobe jai. Influence. Is it positive or negative? To him, it is positive. To you, it is affecting your spiritual life. So it's negative. What influence on him? Yefufu mame. Arana ya wejari ya oka sorry. Okusi yefufu. You dare not say, oi, menye ka opekre jame. Because no, you can't do that. So you have to submit. Submission. Cook. Maybe na about 11. I saw in your pong. Well, sorry, I know how you say only be messy could mutu or tema. My name is Navo Charles Benjamin Cossani Solomon. Ye share what tema you could mutu. My catch from saying I'm a dobeba. Hey, obey that, sorry. Now, the truth is that you're betting Prompa young one day and 1 Which we call Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or yes, Sofia Kwan or so, Menko. About 10 years, BP.
My bread,
no, Menko, sorry, oh, Jai. There be a sorry, and all the chimney and I had it. You're watching Prankrada. Nadia Wawadi. So understand.
True.
Hey, Bass. I'm telling you, you're watching Prankrada. Nadia Wawadi. Debbie. That was sorry on the park as or soon, only call and Mamma Monk as why. And I'm on train fee and Bessa a train fee cacra. Hey, how walk of any? Oh, yes, I will come mosque. With time I saw soon, and then the uncle mosque could jam over and quite massasi. Hey. See the influence I'm talking about.
Right.
So accept it that it can be positive or negative. So after the vows, it's like you don't have any choice.
Right.
And then make us you'll be shocked. But Nabaku is so calm and gentle. What changed? Influence.
Okay.
After the vow, what next?
Yes, sir.
Total commitment next. A successful marriage does not depend on mere emotion or circumstances, but its success involves unconditional love, forgiveness, patience, accepting each other's weakness. Titi asiye se ye twempna ebia na commitment in this because now sheda anye sure se me wale varally and I mean wale valally Me to aso and I mean to aso. Me wari oba ya and I mean wari oba ya. I'm yes sure. But me nyaka vows in you. I have no choice than to be committed. In other words, to be focused. Like now I am in. This is the reality. Oba Valerie is here. I am here. Jack, yendi. Some yeko. So I cannot look here. I cannot look here. Total commitment. Eti Kai said, yeah, chimpana, some people are not really committed. Yeah. They are not too sure. They don't think. So when I talk about commitment, I'm not talking about body. I'm also talking about your financial commitment. Right. Your emotional commitment. Your mental commitment. Your spiritual commitment. It's not a joke. So after the vow, it's like, we are lucky. Waka. So you go into it. It is a emotional commitment to Abonti Abakofa.
You have to pick it up.
So you have spiritual commitment to Abakofa. So you have financial commitment to Abakofa. So you have mental commitment to Abakofa. If I made Bakuba Wanaka, you have psychological commitment to Abakofa. You need to make up your mind, frame your mind, shape your mind, put it into a box and say, whatever I see and go through, I'm ready to face it. Right. So your total commitment comes after the vow. So like, now I am in. The next 50 years, I have no choice. So after the vow, you don't just become committed. You give your total commitment to it. So what you did not give in your relationship, now you must. And so therefore, you should understand that we need to be a kasem womb. One sassy womb, or dying womb, where you may tear car womb, or mobile phone womb. Every commitment that must go into it must go into it. So you can't do, I say, I'm committed, me ex or hokakra. I say, so you're rough me, Jack for me ex back. You know. So and your commitment, but after the vows, a total commitment.
You have actually explained the true meaning of a life partner.
Thank you. Not just a partner.
Your total life
is dependent
as
on
I
the person.
Wake up, as I move.
The person.
The
person.
Mekasa.
The person.
I can't home me.
That's the truth. So your life actually depends on that person, right. Apart from God, right. Apart from Allah. Everything about you is the person. Okay. And so after the vows, you need to understand that total commitment must go into the thing. If you're not ready, don't vow.
Okay. Okay.
So I wrote here, I said, after the vows, what next? Talk about your money habits.
Money habit.
This money habit thing could have been discussed during the courtship. Okay. But once we make a vow, okay, everyone said we escaped it. We didn't really talk much about our finances. Okay. We didn't know much about us, but yananti and yabewade. Ejami here bi bianu amam bi usu here bianu, but say yabewade. Say ye nyaka vow ni wi ni ura dem dey transe pe. Kai say ye be kan where dey say nya gift a ye be kan. Right. See nya ntoma, Aye. Psychophobic iska yebekan. Hana make try ya make say it's about money habits. And ya fena ba ko beka say kwadwo. Uni bibi kwame ya? Uni bibi. Ya boka fiscal mami. Ba ko say there be because loan. And I'm the one deal. But say right at that place. Aya wadi we ya ne ya kan sika keke kura. Wo ma start e ko because ba ko ni briska. Ba ko sum sumade wo chi so be sika. And so when you are able to deal with your habits concerning how you use money, how you handle your monies, how you Jack, then we understand that we can build a family. Because after discussing some of these things, we know what to save, how to save, and who to invest into. Right. Right after the vows, it's going to help us. But marriage is not going. What is the essence of the vows? Am I making sense? Yes, sir. Please, after the vows, what next? Talk about your money habits. Money habits. Who says car, open shopping, open river. Please, after the vow, what next? Parental responsibilities next. No, na my famous. Parental responsibilities next. After the man yes sister ya wa di nas one nyam da senia ne 29 ni lose say ya parental After the vows, school fees will be paid.
It's true.
After the vows, rents. I didn't say rent. Rents will be paid. After the vows, somebody is going to actually get pregnant for 9 months, and somebody has to be responsible towards her.
Right.
Hey, after the vows, provisions must be provided. After the vows, somebody must provide clothing and roofing over the family. Eti ti asie se ye mbejira ye I do I wa fe was saying I no wa sharing I na se odu fi a chairman nie wa wade bra. After the vows, you are going to be so responsible that responsibility must identify you that you are responsible. Eti after the vows, parental responsibility. Yeah, benyem wawo. Ahwe nkwala reason nkwala de omako international school $1,000 a month. After the vow. Today I say after the vow, somebody needs to put in hard work. After the vows, what next? Patience. Patience. Only will be Bible transfer ni abotre. Subaya menshia wo worship mu ebi bepi. Ebi ana nya de ya ni bitise moku. Na ye de ya nso a ya te se. Ya. Kamba ba ko na mejai. Ya. Ebi ana nya ya ete se bibia ehye. But me sure se be ya. Eti enye ya anye ye ngu awade na esusuba mu epia ehi many people who we hintem ne hu tumi kura from terms eti me wade na we nyina wo ade ni nzo bi ene kasa he na tade hye na onye serious na onye lazy sa onjutwi ni sia nopa erade sabio oko nature square I'm sorry oko toilet class on flash na you understand it oba no ororo ni tade di say na no what but time na ye twepra mbeko li fie bia things are in order. Eti entisemokwa etisa kekeduru ni nyina ahyehye ni nyina wadwuma eye ba akutumi kunipa ba akutumi ma hoden. Eti say after the vows somebody has to develop the heart of patience, and it is one of the fruits of the spirit.
Right.
You only patience maybe after the vows you can't sustain yourself.
Right.
After the vows, what next? Raising a moral family. It's next.
Wow. Not
just parental responsibilities. You are going to raise a moral family. And so therefore, you are actually going to invest yourself into your children, and then they become the picture of their parents. After the vows, there is a bigger picture than the confession you made. After the vows, what next? We learn to repair and also avoid arguments that can kill us. Ejiazemesi wanu kosoro se manu kosoro ba ko be ho meso transfidin adenti anya de ebebe etumi di ntokwa etumi di mpepe mu ba etumi di ayaka ba etumi di awade oguba. So then it is connected to the patients. So what we are saying is that when you vows, you understand that whatever happens, you must be in control. Especially the man, you must be in charge. Tibaku pegada no na sadeni the argument ba the heat ba asabaku yedin. When the be yedin, be man expect so ba ni yedin. Is answer no na she must submit. Oba ni so expect say if you love me, keep quiet. When the be yedin, ego is stick man also when yedin. This lady is full of pride also when yedin. But after the vows, if we are too loud, we are killing the marriage. And I repeat, after the vows, if we are too loud, we are killing the marriage. And above all, after the vow, what next? Learn how to pray together.
Wow.
Spend time together. Learn to pray together. Sometimes it will not be easy, like I'm saying it here, because bakwafi ejuma ba wabre late ariasa ne honam ye ne ya bako pese oda bako pese orokra wo dwene adwenwian to lie bill abaja ka shalaba obi wa woni tumi ode hye ne ho so. They cannot control their emotions and separate their emotions from their spirit man. To say that I want to pray, they want to just think, reason, have a plan until they expect you to pray. Nevertheless, somebody must be praying. Yeah. Yenda osobo osonso bo maza umba medeja wo mazo ayeshi so bo I said, okay, yes, she said. Oh, but 1 week here, Mr. Next week. You do this also, bo. Sister, me there, bo, bra, born, I mean that.
I said this week, me.
Jack has a tinted, but in the past,
Last week, me na me boy.
Oh, Baba, na umbo.
Ebo.
Bo, bonnie and that. Bo. But do as much as you can. Try that after the vows, these two people can not work together except they agree. So after the vows, these are few things you need to do to be able to sustain your vow. Because when you make a vow, there should be a price to pay towards the vow. Other than that, they are just words. Thank you.